The story of the impossible bacteria is one of the most surprising chapters in modern medicine. It does not involve imaginary creatures or legends passed down through generations. It involves something much smaller and far more powerful. A microscopic organism capable of challenging everything humanity believed about the stomach and about the limits of life inside the human body. For many decades, doctors all over the world believed that stomach ulcers and severe inflammation were caused mainly by emotional factors. Stress was considered the great enemy of the stomach. Patients were diagnosed with stress-related problems even when many of their symptoms did not fully match that explanation. The idea was so rooted in medical culture that almost no one questioned it, but science grows whenever someone dares to ask questions that others consider unnecessary or unlikely. And this is exactly how the mystery of the impossible bacteria began. A discovery that demanded courage, persistence, and an open mind. Before we continue, a question for you. Did you already know this story, or is this your first contact with this mystery? If you enjoy learning from real cases like this, remember to subscribe to the channel for more investigations and discoveries. This mystery began to unfold in the 1980s, when doctors from many different countries were seeing an increase in severe stomach problems. Many patients arrived at hospitals with burning pain, nausea, bleeding, and wounds deep inside the stomach. These wounds were dangerous and could lead to serious complications. The traditional explanation pointed to emotional pressure, but something about that explanation did not fully match reality. Two researchers in Australia noticed an unusual pattern. In laboratory tests, they repeatedly found a very resistant bacteria living inside the stomach of patients with ulcers. This was completely unexpected. According to the medical knowledge of that time, no form of life could survive in such an acidic environment. The stomach was considered too hostile for any microorganism. The bacteria received the name Helicobacter pylori, and its discovery shocked the scientific community. It resisted acid, heat, and constant movement inside the stomach, and in almost every patient with ulcers it was present. In people without symptoms, it was often absent. The connection was clear, but many refused to believe it. The idea contradicted decades of medical teaching. The researchers insisted that this bacteria was the real cause of ulcers. They collected samples, documented patterns, and tried to convince experts, but the medical community resisted strongly. Many specialists said that the theory was impossible. Others said that it was too radical. But the evidence kept growing, and the truth was becoming more difficult to ignore. Then came one of the most courageous decisions in the history of science. One of the researchers chose to drink a liquid containing the bacteria in order to prove his theory. It was an extreme step, but he understood that without an undeniable demonstration, no one would accept the truth. A few days later, he developed the same symptoms as the patients he had studied: inflammation, pain, and the beginning of ulcers. The mystery was solved. The bacteria was responsible. Before we continue, here's another question for you. Do you believe that science accepts new ideas easily, or do you think that every great discovery faces resistance? And while you reflect on that, do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories like this. The discovery changed medicine forever. Treatments began to focus on eliminating the bacteria instead of simply controlling symptoms. New medicines were developed and recovery became much more effective. The number of severe cases of ulcers dropped significantly. For the first time, doctors could treat the cause rather than the effects. As studies continued, researchers discovered something even more alarming. The bacteria was connected not only to ulcers but also to a type of stomach cancer. This turned the discovery into one of the most important medical revelations of the century. The story of the impossible bacteria teaches us that even the smallest forms of life can create enormous impact. It also shows that science grows through courage. These researchers questioned something that everyone accepted as true. They challenged a belief that dominated medicine for years, and in doing so, they saved countless lives. Now that you know the full story, it is time for the final question. Do you think there are still hidden mysteries inside the human body waiting to be discovered? And if you enjoyed this journey, remember to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss our next investigations.